coffee break with me. Woo! Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. How are you today? Today I'm here with a really awesome video with a secret giveaway. Not so secret because I just spilled the beans. Anyway, pause. Rewind, let's start all over. How are you guys today? Today I'm here with a review video and it's in partnership with FIONA Styles. If you guys haven't heard about this brand before, you're obviously not Ulta shoppers. So when I was presented with the opportunity to work with FIONA Styles, I jumped on it, but I wanted to make sure that not only I got to reap the benefits, but you did as well. So if you guys are fans of YouTube or you have an Instagram account, maybe you want to pay close attention to the bottom description so that you can see how you guys can enter to win your very own FIONA style palettes. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to let you guys know that this is also a giveaway here and on my Instagram as well. So I will leave all the details listed in the description box below. But without further ado, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Why do I always have to talk about food? Let's just throw that out there. Why does it always have to be about food? Throughout this video, I'm going to be including some text annotations. You guys know how I do my dorky reviews. I will include some text annotations and I will also insert some clips of me utilizing the products so that you guys can get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So the two products we're going to be talking about today are two products that I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, they are products that are going to be in constant rotation in my collection because I was actually kind of surprised with how awesome they are. I told you guys before, I mean, FIONA Styles is a great brand. I've seen it at Ulta before, but I hadn't tried any of her products. So when I was given the chance to try these two products, I was like, let me think about it before I do any videos for you guys. And then when I tried it, I was like, can I please do a video for you guys? So the two products are the Multidimensional Color Palette and the Artist Eyeshadow Palette. One is a face palette and the other one is an eye palette. And these are two products that are so easy to use, and I'm going to kind of break it down, show you guys some swatches, and show you guys how I actually use them with today's face in particular. I will also link another video in the description box below that'll show you me using them in action along with whatever I show you in this video. Okay, just Dani, just stop. So the first product is the face palette, and this is a $39 palette. It comes in beautiful, sexy navy blue cardboard packaging, but it's very, very sturdy. When you open up the palette, it has a really big mirror inside, and it does say hashtag mistake-free makeup. And I think that's kind of what the theme that they're going for is, that it's fun, friendly, and user-friendly makeup. You know what I mean? Like it's not rocket science. We love to do it, we want to do it, and we want to feel confident in how we do it. So the packaging itself is really, really pretty, and you can tell it's about the size of my hand. I do have pretty big hands, so it might be a little bit bigger than your hand, but you can see the size comparison. It comes with a universal bronzer. It is a satin finish, so it's so easy to blend. You guys know I'm not a fan of bronzer. I just don't like to use bronzer to bronze, but I do use bronzer to contour, which is a little bit of an oxymoron, but it's just my preference. I don't like cool powders. I use it today to contour. Honestly, I don't know if you guys have ever had that experience with certain powder products where some take a while to build. Others, when you blend them out, they kind of disappear. Others are a lot difficult to blend because they have so much pigment. And then there's that rare occasion where you find a powder where you put it on your skin and you really don't have to do much work. It applies beautifully. You don't have to blend it, if at all or much, and it just leaves a really beautiful finish. I feel like the formula of these powders is a very, very soft formula that allows you that liberty to put it on comfortably, not have to invest too much time blending it out, and it sits really nicely on the skin. It doesn't sit on the skin, it kind of just melts into your skin. So one universal bronzer, 2 universal highlights, and then 3 blushes at the bottom. I really love this blush down here. It's like a cool tone, almost like purpley magenta, really beautiful. I would definitely have to use a really light hand with it because I do have light complexion, but this on medium to deeper skin tones would be so beautiful and sexy. These two here, now I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I know a lot of times when we're playing with makeup, we don't really think that we can do certain things because we're so used to, we're like creatures of habit. Oh, we're just gonna reach for that one powder and put it on, that one blush and put it on. Well, why don't you just mix them? And that's the beauty about these universal type palettes is that it allows you that freedom or liberty to mix powders. I knew I wanted to do a really cool lavender, icy, smoky, gray eye today. I knew I wanted to do that, and I also knew that I wanted to use a pink blush, but I didn't want my cheeks to look pink. I wanted them to look a little bit more of like a warm pink, a little bit of a peach to it. You know, that's just my preference. So I took these two, I mixed them together, and I did my blush today. The blush finish of these powders, like the finish of the product is it's so difficult to explain because it gives you almost like a luminous glow. Not glittery, not metallic, not satin. It's a really luminous, healthy glow that you get. The highlighters themselves are also that like lit from within look, which is great for like everyday highlight users, but you can also foil it or you can build it. That's what I did today. I built the highlighter so that I really could get that more intense look because that's just my preference. We've talked about this before. If I don't look like I got trampled by a unicorn, I'm not gonna waste my time putting on highlighter. And so I just built it up and it looks amazing. This one over here is like a deeper peach shade. And so you have two shades of highlighter. You have like that icy champagne pearl color, and then you have the deeper peach highlight shade. But once you apply the color, it's actually not dark. I mean, it's not dark where I couldn't use it. You know what I mean? Some highlighters tend to be so, but not this one. Now moving on to the eyeshadow palette. It's the same packaging as the face palette. It's also $39. It has the beautiful navy blue packaging. It has the big heavy mirror inside of the lid. It also says #mistake-free makeup. And when you look inside the palette itself, you have 10 eyeshadow shades. Now the eyeshadows themselves are divided into 2 rows. You have the top row, which is said to be inspired by the Sunset Strip, and then you have the bottom row, which is inspired by Bowery Nights. I actually used a lot of colors from this eyeshadow palette, but I didn't stick to one row. I jumped around. You guys know, don't tell me how to live my life. I do what I want. And so what I did is I took this cool vanilla shade and I threw it all over right beneath the brow bone down to the crease. And then I put this beautiful mauvey pink in the as a transition shade. After that, I took my ring finger and I took this icy blue lavender shade, which you can see on my lid. It looks almost like a silver. It's like an icy lilac. I put that on the lid with my finger. And then I took these 2 colors right here and I mixed them together and I threw that right on the outer V or the crease of my eyelid. I also took the deepest eggplant shade and that's what I used on the lower lash line. This is a predominantly cool palette. I feel like this palette is perfect for like date nights or like an evening, some sort of event or nighttime function, New Year's Eve. It gives you those really sexy, almost like bedroom eyes. And I don't know if you guys can tell in the swatches, but the palette with 10 shades has 6 matte colors, 2 satin, and 2 metallic. These powder products can all be used wet or dry, so you don't have to have that concern like, oh, am I gonna mess up my palette? And the cool thing about being able to wet powder products like these is that you don't have to carry the extra eyeliner. If you want to smoke out around the lower lash line, you can just take like this deep eggplant shade, give it a little, you know, with a damp brush or a little MAC Fix Plus and do an eyeliner look with it. So let's go over the key points and just general thoughts over these 2 products. Now, FIONA Styles is a brand that you can find at Ulta. You guys know that my word is everything and I'm always gonna be direct, upfront with you guys and overshare a little bit of what I'm thinking. So let's go through the pros and cons of the face palette. I love the face palette because the size is great. I love the formula of these powders, and that's gonna go between both palettes. I mean, the powder formula is awesome. I'm so tired of having to try so many powder products that are so cheaply made that they're just hard to blend. You know, the colors are either way too clingy or they just blend off your face and they don't stick, they don't last, they don't stay on your face throughout the day. So the pros out of this palette are that the 3 blush shades are quite universal. You can mix them and a variety of people can get uses out of these blush shades. The other pro is that the highlighters are really soft and easy to blend. They're highlighters that you could use every day at work or for school or for whatever you decide to use highlighter for, but you can also build it for like a really sexy night out and you want your cheeks to be super glowing. I think the only con for me with this palette would be the bronzer. The bronzer is probably, I mean, it's called a universal bronzer. It's not that universal because I think it would be a good bronzer for someone with light to fair, like light to fair complexion. It's that light of a bronzer. You can see on the back of my finger, I mean, it's a pretty light bronzer. That's the only con out of this entire palette. Now, let's be honest, not all of us like to use bronzer, so it could be a powder product that doesn't get used as much, but you could find use for it. This as a transition shade would be amazing. I know I would use it for that. So that's with the face palette. And with the eyeshadow palette, I like that it's a predominantly matte palette because let's be honest, not all of us are about that glittery metallic life. A lot of times we just really want a palette that's going to give us enough wiggle room where we can create different looks, but isn't also that extravagant. So the metallic and satin shades are in here are very creamy, they're very soft, but you can tell that they're not extremely dramatic, which is something that I can appreciate. There's so many ways where we can get crazy with makeup, but at the end of the day, we want makeup to be useful. You know, we don't want it to just sit there and not be touched or not be loved or not be, you know, not get our use out of it. So definitely a pro. The formula is, I can't explain it to you. There have been maybe 2 or 3 times on my channel where you've been able to catch my expression when I try an eyeshadow palette, and it's just that creamy, buttery, powdery product that you apply it and you barely have to do any work. I mean, where you put it, it applies blended. It's like magic powder, you know what I mean? And that's the experience that I had with this. So I think what I'm gonna do is, because I love this palette so much, I may start a series using this palette so that I can give you guys some options, you know? So you're like, okay, well, I don't want to necessarily do like this icy lilac smoky eye. What else can I do with this palette? Well, hold on to your seats because maybe we're going to have to work on that. So I really love that about this palette. And as far as cons go, I don't necessarily think it is a con, but I think I could have done without certain colors in this palette, you know? But when it comes down to that, obviously you would want to customize your own palette. At the end of the day, you'd want to design your dream palette. So there are a couple colors in here that I'm like, well, am I really going to go for it? Or even these 3 colors right here, there's a lot of similitude between them. Could you make them work? Absolutely. When I did my eye look, I blended colors together just like I blended the blushes together. So it's always something. Don't let makeup hold you back. Don't restrict yourself to, oh, that little, you know, that little square, I have to stick to it. No, girl, get your brush, dip it into multiple pans and mix your own color, you know, custom blend your own color, and trust me, you're gonna be happy with the results because they were made by you. Anyway, so that is it for this video. I will link these 2 palettes in the description box below. I will also link the Get Ready With Me where I showed you guys how I did this date night makeup look. I think you guys would really enjoy it. It is a Get Ready With Me, so we get a little chit-chatty and a little like girlfriend sipping on that tea. So I really hope that you guys will enjoy it. Don't forget that this video is also a giveaway, so those details will be listed in the description box below. I really hope you guys enjoyed this whole video. I'm so excited that February is here and we get to talk about like dates and like going out and being all sexy and smoky eyes and things like that. I mean, we could talk about that all year round, but February, I just have like an extra excuse to do it. Thank you to Fiona Styles for this partnership, and you guys know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, or learned something, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.